Today marks 1 year since New York City schools shut down with the uncertainty of a reopening date. Catholic schools in the Diocese of Brooklyn have been back and operating since September, yet New York City public schools have had a rocky time getting back open and staying open. 152 across the city are still currently closed. To talk more about how this affects kids, we're joined by Dr. Kate Walsh-Souchere, licensed marriage and family therapist and a member of the Catholic Psychotherapy Association. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you, Emily. I'm so happy to be here.
And we're so happy to have you. Now, kids have been largely unaffected from health-wise from COVID, but the pandemic has brought so much uncertainty. I mean, kids are spending their year not knowing if their school's going to be shut down the next day or not. I mean, how is this affecting them psychologically and emotionally?
Well, what I have seen, Emily, with students and young people that I work with in my office is that they are prone to anxiousness. On just a given moment, a snap of a finger, they can have anxiousness be ignited for them. And of course, what we know is that anxiety and depression are two sides of the same coin.
Yeah, there's just so much uncertainty right now. Now, one of the big things kids are missing out on are those big life milestones, the graduations, the proms. You know, these are events that are so important for development. Is this something that will affect them in the long run too?
Well, and what I am finding is that they're not able to go back and to redo that. They maybe dreamt about getting a prom dress or going with their friends or going out for dinner. And that day has passed and they're not going to be able to go back and do it again. And so for young people to be able to come to terms with that and grasp what that means for them and to be able to say, it's all right, I'm going to have other good things happen to me. This is sad. I'm really, really sad about this, and it's going to be all right. It's hard.
It sounds so hard. I cannot even imagine. And so from what I've seen personally reporting on education, there's a lot less social interaction in schools now. And how important is the social aspect of school? Has the pandemic affected, the suicide rates in kids and teens at all?
Well, it has. And one of the interesting things is because people are not going to emergency rooms as much, what we're finding is that the number of young people who maybe have thought about self-harm or who have attempted self-harm, we may not actually be counting them. And the number has been on the rise for teen suicide since 2000.
So how can we help those kids who are struggling? I know you have a few tips for us, right?
The number one is remember to breathe, because breathing interrupts the vagus nerve, which is rushing to the brain with all kinds of chemicals that cause us to panic. So breathing interrupts that and just reminds us, take a moment, push the pause button, it's going to be okay. Remember to laugh. If we can laugh, we do release chemicals in our bodies that help us to feel more positive. Talk kindly to our young people and softly. Try to lower our voices. Try to smile at our young people. And then lastly, just remind them to think positive and positively focus on the positive things that have happened. And we ourselves have to remember to do that too.
Yes, we can all use a little bit more positivity in our life during this time. Now, Dr. Kate Walsh-Souchere, licensed marriage and family therapist and member of the Catholic Psychotherapy Association, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for those great tips.
Thank you, Emily. Have a wonderful day. God bless you, and God bless all of your listeners. Thank you.
If you're watching Currents News on YouTube, be sure to hit the subscribe button and click on the bell to get updates to all of our newest content, because we are putting your faith in the news.